If you are planning a wedding or, like most of us, want to have your cake and eat it, then take note. Xpose went in search of where celebrities go to get their wedding cakes. And if it's good enough for Westlife's Nicky Byrne, well, it's good enough for us.
Yes, celebrity wedding cakes always look amazing, so we decided to find out how they do it from celeb wedding planner Tara Faye. And it seems the bigger, the better.
You'll often find that celebrities will go very, very big with their wedding cakes. So a lot of the time you'll see maybe 8, 9, 10 tiers of cakes. If you look at Jordan's cake when she married Peter Andre, it was 6 foot tall.
Very big, in fairness.
It was very, very big. I think it had to match to balance off her dress. So that was sort of 6 foot of white chocolate confection.
If you're planning on going the celeb cake route, Tara has one big tip.
If you're going to scale down a big version of a celeb's cake to your height, you do have to remember that that you want a cake that you will be able to cut into. So if you are on the smaller scale, so maybe like under 5 foot or in around 5 foot, don't get a cake that you're going to have to reach up on tippy toe to cut into. So you should bear something like that in mind when you're picking the stature of your cake.
Okay, and did Wayne Rooney bear that in mind when it came to his cake?
Well, they did have a big cake as well, which was interestingly about what they did as well is that they changed for the cutting of their cake. So they had their cutting of the cake later in the evening, and both of them had changed into their dance outfits for that.
Some celebs don't want to risk any damage happening to their cake, and the one on display at their wedding is fake. Pierce Brosnan was one of them.
He did, yeah. He had, I think, about a 6-tier cake for his wedding in Ashford Castle, and from what I know, it was all false.
Okay, well, let's go across the ocean now and check out international celebrities, what they do. They do it differently to us here in Ireland and in the UK?
American brides, you'll find, would tend to have different types of icing. So they would have buttercream icing or things like that, and they would also have lots and lots of flowers incorporated into their cakes. They will have very, very large cakes. So if you look at Marcia Cross from Desperate Housewives, her cake was 4 or 5 tiers, but they were very, very large tiers, and that would definitely overpowered her.
And a Tiffany blue for Toni Braxton.
Yeah, she had Tiffany boxes piled on top of each other, which is actually quite interesting because according to all the American magazines, Tiffany blue is the wedding colour of the year this year.
Okay, right. And Tomcat, they're obviously the most famous couples in the world. What do they do?
They had, again, like Colleen and Wayne, they changed for the cutting of their cake. So they had a 6-tier cream cake, which was quite similar to this one, actually.
Okay, so it seems celebs, whether international or local, seem to just go OTT as far as I can see.
Well, they can get away with it because a lot of the time it's a magazine deal and the photo of the cake is their clincher photo.
They certainly can. And one provider of wedding cakes to the stars is Rosanna Mulligan in Cakes & Co. Blackrock. So what's this year's most popular cake filling?
The most popular filling, Sean, would be definitely the chocolate biscuit. It's really the most popular one now.
That's this one? Okay.
This is actually our chocolate biscuit here, and this is a gluten-free variety which has become very popular now at the moment because
CDFs can have their cake and eat it too. I love it. And you've made lots of cakes for lots of different celebrities. I'm seeing Nikki and Georgina behind you smiling at me. What did they go for?
They went for fruitcake.
Okay.
They had all fruitcake.
Very traditional.
It's very traditional.
And I saw a cake up there that is like a whole family at a table. You can get the whole family basically every in your wedding party made, can you?
You can, and what we ask you there is the amount of guests that you're having at the top table, and then for details, who's wearing a hat and who's wearing, the cravats, and what's the mum and dad, what's the mother of the bride wearing? Is she wearing a suit? Is she wearing a dress? So we get as much detail as we can. Who's got glasses? Who's got beards? Who's bald? Who's not?
Okay, and have any celebs, I believe, does Shane Fallon got that cake? Is that right?
We had one similar to that, but we don't do any photographs. He asked us not to, so we don't.
And I noticed this Tiffany blue, Toni Braxton had a cake very like it in the kind of the Tiffany style. Is that very popular?
Very popular now, yes. It's definitely becoming the colour of the season.
Lastly, not most importantly, but not least importantly, how much are we talking? If you're talking about a cake coming in here, how much should you be thinking you're going to be spending?
Right, well, it depends on the size of cake you want. A lot of the weddings now have got smaller. 60 to 80 guests is very popular now, so most couples would pick a 2-tier cake.
Okay.
And that would be anything from 190. And depending on the size of cake.
So there you have it. Everything you need to know to have your guests eating the cake of celebs come your wedding day.